It's not just the occupation, stupid. It's the right of return, equality for all Palestinians. It's a transformation from a racist, exclusivist, supremacist state to a nation for all of its citizens.
My parents and grandparents are refugees from 1948. So I grew up in a small town in western Massachusetts, and I moved to New York City 4 months before 9/11. When those two towers came down, there was so much vitriolic language. There was that, we got to go and turn that place into a parking lot mentality. We have to nuke them and start over. And I wanted a way in which I could articulate a message with the wave of anti-Arab, anti-Palestinian, anti-Muslim, anti-Brown, anti-other kind of rhetoric, a way to push back against that. Even though I was writing about Middle East politics before I became a poet, what really kind of got me to delve into the creative elements was seeing artists myself. So for me, spoken word was a way in which I could get a political message across through a cultural medium and connect with the younger generation.
Nothing is normal about occupation. Nothing normal about apartheid, ethnic cleansing, siege, blockade, settler-only roads, bombing water wells, schools, mosques, and UN buildings.
Looking at the global landscape, in some ways things have never been better on the issue of Palestine. There's more support, more younger folks, more marginalized communities that are stepping up and speaking out on Palestine. And yet, in many ways, things have never been worse within Palestine, as this kind of fascism within Israeli society lurches even farther and farther to the right. Yes, my family is Palestinian, but it's about a system of oppression. It's about challenging injustice. It's not just about the issue of Palestine. It's about the execution of black people on U.S. streets. It's about the kicking out of undocumented people. It's about drones. It's about mass surveillance. It's about this kind of new rise of anti-Muslim bigotry. And people are saying enough is enough. And also looking at the economics of the situation. When you're spending trillions of dollars on wars and not on hospitals and schools, you have to ask yourself what kind of society that you're constructing.
This divestment bill hurts my feelings. That Caterpillar bulldozer ended life in the body of an American citizen, drove her bones into the ground while a company cashed in on the sale.
I do have hope that if enough people come together, we can see fundamental change, and not in a cliche Barack Obama type of way, but in a grassroots, people taking to the streets kind of way. Now that you know that the United States, we give $3.4 billion a year in military aid to Israel, what are you going to do about it? So you can work on cultural boycott, you can work on campus divestment, you can challenge things within your local communities. So thinking about ways to not only educate folks, but sustain groups and push things forward. You know, there was an incredible amount of opposition 5-7 years ago on college campuses where you had maybe 5 to 10 Students for Justice in Palestine chapters. Today you have more than 150. You've had, resolution after resolution on academic boycott. You've had big name artists cancel their gigs. You've had divestment resolutions go through on college campuses. So you are seeing a fundamental shift.
Yes! You're singled out with aid, weapons, and UN vetoes in your favor. Your system of oppression, it's coming to an end. And whether you recognize it or not yet, it'll be liberating for you too.